Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into Trade Chat. My name is Panzer, and today is just a vlog, and it's been a while. I used to vlog like once a week, and I've only vlogged like 2 times in the past 3 months, and I would love to make a grand excuse as to why that is, but honestly, I'm just a little like not right near the holidays. I don't know what happens to me, and I know like seasonal depression is a thing, and like a lot of people get emotional near the holidays, but I just like give up on personing from Thanksgiving to New Year's. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. And this year there was even like more of a wrench in the works because I had a friend come and visit me in the middle of that period of time, which I thought would be, oh, this is a great idea. What a distraction from our holiday stresses. And instead I just ended up stressing all about like making sure she was having fun and like everything was great. And then I like got all worked up and I don't know. So I'm just very happy the holidays are over, which I know is bizarre because everybody loves the holidays, but I don't know. You guys know I don't really have a lot of family, and I think that's part of it. Plus, there's other exciting stuff going on around the same time that makes it less exciting for me. Like BlizzCon is the highlight of my year. BlizzCon is like my birthday, but the best birthday ever. It's nowhere near my birthday. Like, let me be clear. That's just like the high regard of which I hold BlizzCon. And then it's a whole nother year until BlizzCon. So I feel like the beginning of the holiday season is sort of like the end of my holiday season. And I'm just kind of sad. But I actually had an amazing holiday this year, all things considered. Nick and I got Nick some of his favorite movies for Christmas and then sat down and watched them with him. Like, you guys know, I've like said in many videos that I had never seen the original Star Wars movies, which is sort of unacceptable at this point in life, but I've seen them all now. I watched all 3 of them with him, and then I also watched the Matrix trilogy, which my, what an adventure that movie is. But yeah, I enjoyed them. So we did that on Christmas, and Nick got me a bunch of cute things. We do Christmas for each other, but being that we're like pretty good at adulting and we kind of have a little bit of disposable income, not that we're like rolling in the dough or anything, but we just sort of like buy little things when we want little things. So then holidays come around and it's like, I don't want to buy him stuff just to buy him stuff, which is the same way he feels about me, but like we're not, I mean, I feel like it's a lot coming from me being like, I'm not a materialistic person when I collect everything, but I'm really not. Like, a lot of my collections have been collected because people have sent me things, companies have sent me things. Like, I'm actually not, like, that attached to stuff. So we're both kind of hard to buy for. So he really enjoyed the movies because it was more about the experience and the time we spent together. And then for me, he got me some stuff for my Switch, and he got me some like makeup-y type stuff that I really liked, which was surprising because I feel like I'm very picky when it comes to that stuff, and he got all stuff I really liked. And we had a great time. We just like relaxed and watched movies and made a couch fort for like 2 whole days. It was my favorite thing. I got some stuff from you guys in my P.O. Box, which, as you know, I don't do P.O. Box videos anymore because some people were sending me some questionable things, and I really just didn't want to encourage that type of attention. But I believe anybody who's messaged me and said I sent you something, I believe I've gotten it. So thank you so much. The things that stand out to me is I got a really cool notebook, like a notebook from Fantastic Beasts that I really like. Someone sent me a heated blanket, which was so nice because I'm always like seeing how cold I am, and I use that every single day. So thank you. Also, Travis Batman, who always sends amazing stuff. He sent me a huge Christmas care package, one for Nico, one for Erica, one for Perk. But the highlight of all of those was this replica Diva gun, and like it lights up, and like I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a laser and a flashlight. It's amazing. Isn't that fantastic? It's so cool. And then, a lot of times this time of year, companies will send me stuff. And Bungie sent me like a box of Destiny stuff. And this by far is the coolest thing that was in there. Isn't this amazing? This is a replica of the Hunter stabby knife from Destiny. I was really excited about this. And then, so Nick and I talked about it. And there's like this empty space over here, which I guess you can't really see on camera, but we have to mount a bunch of my weapons now because I have like 2 swords that aren't hung, plus this knife, plus this gun. So I got to work on that, but we're going to hang them up and put them in the video background. And then, I don't know if you can see it. Oh God, I shouldn't move my camera, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Do you see up in the corner over there? That's a dragon that Steph made for me. She made me a friggin' dragon. She's the best. So, ow. Okay, so I've screwed everything up. Let me be clear. I should not have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Let me move my mic a little. Yeah, I guess we're fine. I guess we're fine. But yeah, so that was what was going on for Christmas. I went and saw, we went to Nick's sister's house for a little while and saw family there. I went to my sister's house. I'm really excited because if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know my sister's having a baby. She's, probably about halfway through her pregnancy right now. She's having a boy, and I'm really excited. I'm just kind of buying everything for babies. We've talked about this. I don't want kids of my own, but I like other people's kids. So I like having a baby to buy for, and I think they're doing like dinosaur theme type stuff, so I'm really excited about that because everybody loves dinosaurs. And so that's really exciting. And, okay, so I'm trying to think of all the things I need to tell you that I haven't told you because it's been so long. So streaming, as you guys know, or maybe you don't, so to clarify for everybody, I am no longer a Twitch partner. I left Twitch on not great terms, which is okay, and I was streaming here on YouTube for a while, and I enjoyed it, but the YouTube algorithm really punishes you if you're a creator who is streaming and making videos and you're not like a massive, gigantic, biggest person on the platform, because the algorithm doesn't know what to do with a channel that has like 3-minute videos and 7-hour videos. It just has no clue how to handle that. So by streaming on my YouTube channel, I was effectively sabotaging my YouTube videos, like my year-end video, which normally gets like 50, 60,000 views. Like, I'm not like sitting here saying I get millions and millions of views. Like, I'm very aware that like I am a middle of the road YouTuber. But like my end of the year video got no views at all. And I think it's because I was streaming so much, the algorithm was just like, I have no clue what you're doing, dude. I just don't understand. So I'm going to be moving my streams. I probably won't stream it all this month until at least the end of the month. So just keep an eye on my other social medias, my Facebook and Twitter, because that's where I'll be promoting when I do stream. And I've kind of got some plans in the works, but I can't quite talk about them yet. So I'm going to leave that at there. But if you are subbed to me on Twitch or YouTube, I believe that the YouTube sponsorships are going to start affecting your videos too, but I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm like 99.9% sure. So, I mean, if you want, but like definitely unsub my Twitch. If you're subbed to my Twitch, you shouldn't give them any money. Like, don't give Twitch money, especially not on my behalf. If you're subbed on YouTube, I think that you're going to be able to use my emotes soon in video form. So I don't know. If you want to cancel that too, it's fine. It's only a few bucks a month for me. I don't really care. I just don't want anybody to be like subbed with the expectation that I will be streaming on either of these platforms, because as of right now, I have no plans to stream on YouTube anymore because it so negatively affected the rest of my videos. I haven't entirely decided what to do about Derpcraft. I know there was like this little cult following of people that were very fond of Derpcraft, and I would like to figure out how to release it. And I'm thinking, honestly, Facebook has been doing more with video lately, so I've been thinking about moving any videos that I'm not sure about to Facebook, because it used to be way back in time when you were on YouTube and you had an idea, you could make your video and all of your subscribers would see it, and then they would leave you feedback, and you could decide from there if you wanted to develop and grow that series or if you wanted to move on. There was room for trial and error. And with the oversaturation on YouTube, with how many people are uploading, with how many videos I have even personally, there's no margin for just experimentation. I can't really just creatively put stuff out there, because every video that you put out that doesn't get X number of views is detrimental to your videos that would have gotten that many. It's a mess. I don't even fully understand the algorithm. Nobody does, because it's like machine learning. It's all robots and AI. And if there's anything I learned from the Matrix, it's that the moment they want to black out the sun with very dark clouds, we're in big trouble. Also, I think it's nuts. Going back to the Matrix. I'm sorry, ADHD. You know me. Going back to the Matrix, I think it's crazy that they would put people in like a 1999 era society, because obviously whatever this robot AI tech that ended up taking over and taking down humanity and using humanity as batteries in the Matrix, which if I'm spoiling this for you, I am sorry, but that movie is now about 20 years old, so it's not my fault. Why 1999 ever? What a weird era of time. Like, okay, we have internet, but it's dial-up. Like, no, it's definitely not. I'm afraid of AI, though. We've had this talk before as well. I definitely am on Team Elon Musk that we should have regulations in place for these companies developing AI. Even like Blizzard, when Blizzard was talking about their collaboration with Skynet, is that right? Oh God, I'm afraid that that's not right. When Blizzard was talking about their collaboration with Skynet to develop an intelligent AI that could potentially beat professional StarCraft players at StarCraft, that just seems like a terrible idea to me. Like, let's teach a robot how to defeat us in intergalactic war. What could go wrong? Whatever could go wrong. Everything could go wrong. I see that I'm topping up my mic a little. I'm sorry. I get excited. I get worked up and I get excited. But yeah, no, everything in general is going pretty well, though. Like, this was probably, I know at the beginning of this video I started out with saying, like, oh, the holidays really bummed me out. But this was probably, for me, the best holiday I've ever had. I normally... I, like, have battled kind of, like, seasonal depression my whole life. And... I normally overcompensate by going way into the deep end of holiday spirit, and I spend hours and hours and hours getting everybody's Christmas gifts and trying to get everything perfect, and I always wanted to be the person that gave them a gift and they were like, oh, this is the most meaningful gift I've ever received in my whole life. So I would like just go so far unnecessarily above and beyond, and as I've gotten older, I've realized that that is one of my biggest flaws, and like, in trying to counter that at times, I've pulled back too far where it's like, okay, you could put a little more effort into that, Danielle. But this year I did, for the people who I knew things that they would want and things that they would like, I got them gifts, but not if it involved me doing any like stressful research. Like honestly, most of my nieces and nephews from Nick's side of the family are teenagers or older. They all got, like almost everybody got an Amazon gift card this year. I'm not kidding. You can get anything you want. And I put myself, all right, if I was 16, if I was 18, if I was 20, you know, the ages of all these, it's weird. They're like my nieces and nephews, but they're close to my age and peers. Like when you talk about someone who's in their young 20s, like I'm not old enough to be their aunt. I mean, I am because that's how aunt works, but whatever. So like I pretty much just decided that at those ages, between the ages of 16 and 26, and now it's fine. Money would have done it for me. And like, I would rather let them get whatever they want than like try to dictate what makes them happy. And I realized that a lot of my manic, obsessive qualities with gifting were... nonsense. I don't even have another word to use. Just it was nonsense. It was me wanting to be like in control of other people's happiness, and I needed to let that go. Although we did, because Nick and I don't really do Christmas for each other on a big level, we did kind of go Oprah Winfrey with Switches this year. Like, got my sister a Switch, got my best friend a Switch, got Nick's best friend a Switch. Like, Switch for you, Switch for you, Switch for you. Which they were all like, this is a lot, Danielle. And I'm like, I know, but Nick and I don't do Christmas, so you guys benefit from this, right? But yeah, no, Christmas was awesome this year, and I don't know, I feel like I'm really settling into an adult routine, and yeah, Nick and I are talking about moving not far, still, like we live in Rochester, New York right now, but we live on like, okay, so New York has one big road that goes all the way from Canada, like Ontario to New York City. Like literally, it's the New York State Thruway. You can drive through New York this way, and the Thruway exit is on the other side of Rochester. So it takes me like 35 minutes just to get to the Thruway. And then it's about 2 hours on the Thruway to my sister's house. So if I lived on the other side of Rochester, it would cut a significant, annoying part of that drive out. Because the Thruway drive is not bad. And it's probably more like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes once you're on the Thruway. But so we're talking about maybe later on this year moving to the other side of Rochester, which I don't know if I ever told you guys this story, but maybe a year ago, Nick mentioned, you know, maybe someday we could move and be more comfortable somewhere else. And I started crying, like full on waterworks, like no, just so unnecessary because I moved a lot when I was a kid. I went to 16 different schools. I lived in a ton of different houses, which is definitely not cool, but there's there's some benefits to it. Like, I can pretty much date any of my memories because I was, like, in a house or in a school, and I was only in said house or school for 1 year. So it's pretty easy to figure out, like, when things happen. But it definitely led me to feel a lot of instability with my living arrangements. And I've actually lived in this house longer than I've ever lived anywhere in my whole life, which is honestly bizarre because it still feels new. Like, I still feel like this is my new house. And a lot of you guys that watch me now have never known me to be in any other house, but I've actually filmed TradeChat from when I first started the show. We lived in Nick's mom's garage. Oh, it's so bad. Then we lived in this really shitty, like, duplex apartment in, like, a really small, rundown town. It was awful. That was the grossest place we ever lived, for sure. And I don't mean gross, like, dirty, just, like, the neighborhood was yucky. Our neighbors were yucky. The apartment itself was not nice in any way. There's nothing anyone would consider nice about it. It was just cheap, and it was what we had to do, you know? And then we lived in the house that we lived in before here, which Erica lived in for a little while, which is still on the market. Oh, God. I can't wait for that. Pretty much once that house sells is when we would start looking into possibly moving ourselves, because we currently own 2 houses. We have the house we live in, and then we own a house where my sister lives, like 2.5 hours away. That was our old house. My sister rented it until she bought a house this summer, and it's been on the market ever since. But that's not as bad as it sounds. You see on these real estate shows, HGTV lies to you. They're like, oh, it's been on the market for 8 days. It's priced to sell. Like, no, bitch. Very rarely does anything sell in 8 days. And we're hoping that because of the price range of the house, which I think we have it listed for $79,000, which sounds like a dirt cheap house, probably if you live anywhere that's not a small little town. But it's actually a pretty nice house. Like, it's just in an area where the income bracket is pretty low, and that's honestly not even a cheap house in that area. Like, that's a nicer house than that, if bizarre. But as soon as that house sells, we're hoping that with taxes coming back and it being in that type of price bracket, that when people get their tax returns, hopefully we'll find someone to buy it, because I really don't want to rent a house that's 2.5 hours away. That scares me. I don't want tenants that far away. I would just really like to not. Well, and that house was also built in like 1902 or 1908, so it's like a very old house. And don't get me wrong, it was definitely renovated multiple times. Multiple times. I think the kitchen is from like the late 90s. One of the bathrooms is from the late 90s. We renovated the other bathroom ourselves. It's a duplex also. Like, it's got an in-law apartment, so you could use it as like 2 rental properties, or you could live in part of it and rent out part of it, or you could do what me and Nick did and just use the whole thing as one house. But yeah, it's just, I feel like with a house that old and not being, like, historically taken care of, like, if you ever go to, like, a really nice part of a big city, there's always a historical district where all the houses are from, like, well, I guess it depends. I'm only speaking from an upstate New York point of view. I shouldn't be so broad as if this is everywhere. But in upstate New York, if you go to any historical district of a city, all the houses are, like, immaculate, and they've been taken perfect care of and, like, restored, and everything's wonderful. And this is not one of those houses from 1908. Like, it's structurally sound. We just put a brand new roof on it. The furnace is only, like, 5 years old, but it's still a house from 1908, so I would rather not have to worry about that, especially with it being vacant. But, oh well, these are adult problems that someday I'm sure other people have to worry about. I was also thinking about trading my car in. So I have a Volkswagen Beetle, which I'm sure looking at me, you're like, no, you never. I do in fact drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and Nick drives an Audi TT, and so we both have these like tiny little cars, and I was thinking about trading my car in to get like an SUV so that we at least had some vehicle with 4 doors and, you know, not complete nonsense. But oh well, I'm barely adulting, so I'm doing my best. But I hope you guys had a nice holiday. I feel like I'm somehow have done nothing and been very busy simultaneously. Have you ever felt that way? Like, overwhelmed? Like, I'm so busy, I can't get anything done? That's where I've been for like the last month. And I found myself up last night writing a to-do list on my phone, which sounds kind of unhealthy, but for me, it was like this sign of like, yes, I'm getting back into the swing of things. So I've got I think my next video that's coming out is going to be a Star Wars unboxing with me and Nico. It was originally going to be the Loot Crate unboxing from this month, but I have to hold off until like the 8th because there's an exclusive reveal and I don't want to reveal it before the rest of everybody else is revealing it. That's kind of rude and douchey. So I think we'll do our Star Wars unboxing and then there'll be an unboxing, like there'll be 2 unboxings in a row essentially. I apologize, but I'm not even sorry. And then next week I'll have my What's New in WoW video, and then my goal, I know nobody believes me anymore, but my goal is to do Draw My Life next week. And I literally am positive that nobody believes me at this point, but it's, I know it's something a lot of YouTubers do, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it ASAP. And it's been really hard to get myself to a point where I like could phrase everything in a way, because here's the thing. I don't want to lie. I don't want to sugarcoat anything, but I also don't want to put all of my shit out there for everybody to just know about. It just doesn't feel, I don't think that's a healthy way to do. I don't think you should just, I don't know. Not that there's anything, I just hit my finger on the mic, so you might have heard a weird noise there, but I don't know. It's not that I think sharing is bad, and obviously you have to talk about things, but I also don't want to, I don't think that your primary conversation, I don't want people to like watch my Draw My Life and then make this opinion about who I am or like what I don't know. I can't describe it. I'm very concerned about sharing that much information. So I've really been working, like I've had a Google document that I've been updating and updating and updating. And at one point I changed it to like 39 things about me and it was a little less personal, but I would really like to do it in a more personal way. The other problem is that it's not just my story, right? Like I have a sister. My mom is still out there somewhere, probably stalking my videos. So I don't want to fuel any additional fires. So it's just been I just want to make sure I do it right. Like, and I don't want to rush out and Draw My Life just to get views, which I don't even know if they get views anymore. I think they do, but I understand that like there was definitely a period of time on YouTube where that was just free, easy views, always. And I just have never been one that wanted to like compromise my personal comfort and like personal privacy. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Try to figure this out on your own, okay? Because I can't articulate it, I guess. But I don't know. I just want to make sure I do a good job and that I am happy with it personally, and it's something that you guys will find interesting and be happy with as well, while also maintaining accuracy and truth. So I'm doing my best. So that'll happen soon. As far as St. Jude prizes go, which was okay, so you guys probably watched that one, like, where did that train of thought come from? But the Draw My Life was actually a reward for St. Jude, so that's how we got here. So St. Jude stuff, if you are owed prizes, I'm working on it. I think everything digital has already been distributed. I now just need to do paintings and drawings, which... I don't know that I'll do paintings in the future. It was so much work creating all the boxes and packing them up and shipping them. It was very expensive. That after this year, I might just do like the top 3 donors get a painting or something. I haven't decided because it's just so much. And I thought raising the price would reduce it. And it did to some extent, but I have a lot of paintings to ship out still. And I have a lot of marker drawings to do, a lot more than I anticipated. So a bit off more than I can chew, as usual, but I haven't forgotten about it, and I'm still going to do it. And thank you for donating, knowing that your prize would be late and probably underwhelming when you did get it, so you're a good person. That's all I got to say. You're a good person. I don't know what you guys have planned for this year, but I am going to Hawaii with my friend. Nick and I are going to Hawaii with our friends, JMO and Ann, and they're bringing their kids, and their kids are super cute, and I've, like, spent time with them, and I really like them, so I'm excited about it. Plus, then we get to, like, tag along to little kids stuff that we wouldn't do just on our own, but we're getting an Airbnb, and we're really excited about it, so, that's exciting. It's, like, right on the beach, and I also am going to need to buy, like, 700 SPF sunscreen, because I'm pale in every way imaginable, so I am nervous about getting sunburned. I think that's my only trip planned right now. We had reserved tickets to this like road trip in Ireland. Like, we would have had to get to Ireland, but then when we got there, it was like all of your hotels and ground transportation were paid for, and we just paid the deposit, but I don't know that we're actually going to go, because I think it's more of a group thing, and the deposit wasn't a lot. It's not like we're losing a ton of money, or it's like $25, something like that. I don't think it was expensive. Maybe it was more expensive than that. Regardless, I don't want to have to hang out with 80 old people, and I'm not sure how many people were going on said tour, and I just, you know me, I'm like antisocial. I am social, and I like am friendly, and I like people, but like, I can't relax around people. And if you're going on vacation, it's already like oddly stressful because you're traveling, you're away from home, you have limited stuff, you're not in your comfort zone, you don't have your comfort foods, like just all of the things in your house, in your space that make you feel comfortable and make you feel like you don't have when you're traveling. So like I feel like already out of my element. And then if you add a bunch of strangers to that, I don't need that in my life. So I'm not sure that we're going to go on that one yet. Obviously, I'll go to BlizzCon. Oh my God, speaking of which, I don't know if I like ever said anything on this channel, but I am no longer doing Wowhead Weekly. And response to that has been really good. I like was a little concerned that people would think A, that Wowhead fired me, B, that I like left Wowhead. And just to like clarify things, I never worked for Wowhead. I did not work for Wowhead. I was a freelance contractor for Wowhead. Like I did projects for Wowhead, but I never actually was like on staff. I never worked for Wowhead. And when I started doing Wowhead Weekly, and there's a couple reasons I left Wowhead Weekly. The primary reason is because of the time. I just do not have, I'm literally filming this when Wowhead Weekly would be on or very close to it. And I put a lot of time and effort into Wowhead Weekly, and I didn't have a lot of time, and I would travel and we'd have to cancel the whole show, and I travel a lot. Like, do I have anything planned right now? Oh, I just lied. I am going somewhere at the end of January. Oops. But yeah, do I have anything super hard planned right now? Like, no. But it's like, you never know, and it's not fair to the show that like they're having to cancel it 2 or 3 times like literally minimum of once a month it was getting canceled. Like I rarely did a whole month without missing a show because of traveling. Then on top of it, I had a very bad, very public leaving Twitch. Like me and Twitch are broken up. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. And it felt really disingenuous of me to be like promoting and being a part of a Twitch show when like I'm so publicly anti-Twitch. So that was another issue. Then on top of it, it also was bad for Wowhead because Twitch doesn't really like me either. Like the core root of why I left Twitch is because the whole company runs on like bro frat boy mentality and favoritism. And that type of human being doesn't like me. That's just how it goes. Like I'm a lot, and a lot of guys do not respond to my personality very well, which is fine. But I left Twitch because I felt, well, there were a lot of reasons, but the primary one was that I felt like if you were buddy-buddy or if you were sleeping with someone, you got special privilege, and I don't want to be part of a fucking company that acts like that, and I'm sorry for my language, but I find it very upsetting that a company that is, people are so obsessed with them. People are so bleed purple. They're so obsessed with Twitch, and there's such a weird and shady business behind the scenes, and people behave as though they're this little mom and pop thing, and they're all like a community, but they're owned by Amazon, and they just like underpay people and treat people like crap, and like the employee review, it's just a whole thing. Anyways, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, well, Twitch is never going to give Wowhead like front page space. They're never going to promote Wowhead. They're never going to do any favors for Wowhead if I am hosting their show, because like I clearly do not like Twitch and am not quiet about it. So it didn't make a lot of sense for me to do that. Also, and this is something I haven't really shared with anybody, it was really upsetting to me to be known as the girl from Wowhead. Which I understand is petty. I admit that that's petty, but I worked really hard on my YouTube channel, and I got millions and millions, tens of millions of views before I did anything for Wowhead. And I really didn't contribute much to Wowhead as a site, if anything. I was usually making videos on their articles or videos on their data mining, or the podcast based entirely on information that they came up with. I really just did not like being so tied to anything. Like, oh, that's the girl from Wowhead. It's not. I'm not the girl. Perk is the girl from Wowhead, sure, but I'm really not. And it's not fair to the employees at Wowhead, nor is it fair to me, like, to be like boxed and categorized in that way. So, I don't know. 2018, new year, new Panzer. But honestly, I was looking at a lot of my videos and what has done well and what hasn't done well. And I'm really excited for this year because I really just want to get back to doing videos that I want to make, that I feel creative and passionate, and I want to try things, and I want to make people laugh, and I don't know. There's been a lot of World of Warcraft channels that have been popping up in the last couple of years that are very informative. And when I started making WoW news type videos, there weren't other ones. It was just me. So I didn't really have to worry about what other people were doing. And now it doesn't make sense to come to me if you're a serious WoW player for any sort of news, because there are WoW channels that upload every single day. Every little thing that happens, and I'm never going to be that guy, because in the beginning of me making videos, like, I've always wanted to make videos about WoW, but I never did like WoW news per se until I was approached by WoW Insider. And before that, I would just be like, oh, what happened this week? What was interesting to me? What was funny to me? What did I experience? And I would make a video about it, whether that was a holiday event or whether that was something exciting coming on the PTR. I just literally only made videos about things that were super interesting to me, and that was all I ever did. Then when I went on with WoW Insider, it was, oh, well, every week I'm making a recap video about what happened in WoW, what happened on the PTR, whatever. When WoW Insider turned into Blizzard Watch, I moved to Wowhead and made videos for them. And I was doing Downtime Tuesday, and that was great. When I started to do the podcast, Wowhead's podcast was kind of a long format of Downtime Tuesday, and it seemed repetitive. So I stopped doing Downtime Tuesday. And because I was putting so much effort into the news part of the Wowhead podcast, it was like boring for me and redundant, and I didn't want to do it again in my own videos. And I did. And there were some videos that I enjoyed making a lot, but it just I just constantly felt like I was making videos because this is what everybody else was doing, or this was the relevant news right now. And very little of my videos from the last year were just because I wanted to make them. And I really, really just want to get back to a place where I am making videos that make me feel excited and creative. And ow, heck, ow. I don't know what just happened. I don't know. I feel like I got bit by something. I didn't. Oh, so there's these rivets on my shirt. And one of the rivets, the thing is sharp and it poked me. Sorry, I just got impaled by my shirt. Totally normal. Nothing to see here. Anyways, I don't know. I want to get back to my roots of making videos because they make me happy, and not feeling like, oh, I need to make X number of videos a week, and oh, I need to cover X number of topics a week. And that's not to say I won't be doing news videos, because that's still very relevant to what I do, but I don't want to feel like I need to put out a video every Wednesday or every Tuesday that here's all of the things that happened. I just want to make videos when it's relevant and fun, which will still probably be 2 or 3 times a week, but I think it'll be a lot more organic, and it should be more fun for everybody. So at very minimum, it'll be more fun for me. And since I'm the one who's putting all the work and effort into this, I think that's fair. You guys probably see my other camera in the background over here. I keep seeing it. This is, do you remember the one time I filmed a video and there was a box on my face? This was the camera that I used. And what's funny is that when I look at the camera that I'm using right now, there is a box around my face, but it doesn't show up when I record. And I've been so upset since I used this camera and it recorded that box that I've yet to try it again. It's a very nice camera, and it's just over my technological abilities, I guess. I don't know. I should probably work on that. I have a ring light coming in the mail. Nick got it for me for Christmas, but it didn't arrive on time. And when I get my ring light, I'll probably work on my whole everything, because it's a little all over the place right now. I've also got a lapel mic, a pretty nice one. I should use that as well, because right now I'm using, okay, I'm going to move the mic. I'm using, it's a Blue Yeti, studio condenser mic, but it's not being used properly by any means. So that's what's going on there. I feel like I'm sinking down in my chair. I don't know. I feel like we have not just chatted in so long. I just have so many things to say. I would like to get back on track with vlogging and telling you guys more of what's going on, because I know that, I don't know, we all feel a little more connected from these videos, don't we? What else is going on? I don't know. I think that's it. I mean, I've been talking for 35 minutes straight to no one. Which, by the way, that's a weird talent to have. I never realized that until I was watching. There's a girl I really like on YouTube. I don't want to say her name because I'm about to criticize her, but it's not her fault. Her vlogs are amazing. And she does a lot of quick cuts. So she'll say a sentence, and then right at the end of the sentence it cuts, and then she'll go into another one. But you can tell she filmed it by saying, like, I'm having a great day. So I went to the mall, and then she just cuts out all the spaces in between. So when you watch her videos, it's like very nice and paced and quick and like in your face. And then one time she did a video that's like, I want to try a no edit video where I'm just talking to the camera, and it was not easy to watch. And I don't know if it's because the way her normal style of editing is so like punchy and quick and in your face, or if it's that most people cannot just string thoughts together for 35 minutes. I think this is a job for ADHD. I think you have to have ADHD to just be able to talk and talk and talk. Did you guys watch the podcast I was on? So I was on Final Boss TV, and Bay made a joke about me endlessly talking, and I wanted to be salty about it, but it's so true. Do you know what's funny about that, though, is that I spent a lot of time when I was a little kid being kind of by myself, and that's definitely where the whole, like, talking a lot spawned from, because I would be quiet for so long and by myself for so long that I got another human being, and I was like, I have so many things to say, you know, and I never really grew out of that. And then I entered a career which involves me sitting by myself 90% of the day, and then once in a while having an outlet for talking. So really, I either picked the best career possible or the worst one. It depends on if you're like an enabler or just was that a sycophant? Is that the word? I have recently been learning how things are pronounced that I have been mispronouncing my whole life, and it is upsetting. I don't even know the kind of face I just made because it's genuinely so upsetting. So I do in my What's New and Wow this week, which I'm going to continue doing. I don't know if I gave you the idea that I wasn't going to continue doing that, but I'm definitely going to continue doing that. I also want to make sure in that video that I remember to tell people to get their rerolls, and then I always forget to tell them to get their rerolls. But I feel like that'd be a good way to end the video. Like, and remember to get your rerolls! Anyways, I digress. In my This Week in Wow video, where was I going with that? Hold on, think about it. Oh, words, pronunciation. I do all of the Mythic Plus affixes every week, and there's one that's called Sanguine. And for the entire time I've done this series, and my whole life before that, I thought it was pronounced sanguine. And there's no reason to believe that. I don't know why I thought that. Like, I just did. And it's funny because it's spelled, sanguine is spelled the same way genuine is spelled. And like, sometimes I feel like I need to step back and look at other words that are spelled the same way and how they're pronounced, because that one just, it kills. I like know it now because I've been trying to verbalize it to remind myself. Sanguine. The other one is, I still feel like it's Ichor. ICHOR, Ichor. That's Ichor. Like, could you, like, I can't say that naturally. I sound ridiculous. And then he stepped in the toxic Ichor. Like, what, his Ichor? That's weird. Oh my, I don't have my phone with me. I saw the scariest hole today. Okay, giggity. I didn't mean it like that, but like, so I'm walking out of the nail salon because I got my nails done, which, by the way, I got, like, let it focus. Oh, I gotta go upside down here. Let it focus. Do you see that I have a dog butthole on my nail? And then I have the dog face over here. Dog face, dog butthole. I don't know how well it's focusing. Anyways, so I was walking back to the parking lot from the nail salon. So the nail salon only has like 5 spaces. So there's never spaces to park there. So I always have to park down the street. And I'm walking and I see this hole. And it's like big enough to step in. Like maybe this big. Like if you were like foot down. If your foot was flat, I think your foot would not go in the hole. Unless you had like a size 5 tiny little foot, which I do not. And I see this hole and it is like this big around. And I think it was like a pipe or something. It went straight down for seemingly ever. Like, tryptophobia, is that a fear of holes? I don't even have a fear of holes, but that shit was scary. And it was just uncovered in a parking lot where people walk. Just this big old hole that just went down forever. Like, at very minimum, you could drop your phone down there and be gone forever. And I don't know. That's not really important. I just wanted to tell someone about that scary hole that I saw. I mean, honestly, I feel like every time someone sees something like that, they're like, I need to tell someone. This is scary. But, all right, I've now been talking for 40 straight minutes without another human being responding to me. Also, when I went grocery shopping today, I left the groceries in the car. I should... That's such a lazy thing to do. Does anybody else do stuff like that? So I went and ran errands today. I had to go get my nails done because I hadn't gone in like a month. They looked terrible. And so I went to go get my nails done. And then I was like, okay, well, since I'm out, I like to do everything at once. Like, Nick and I are very opposite in this way. Nick will just like casually go to the store, pick up milk, come home. I go out and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving the house. Let's make this worth it. I get my nails done. I go grocery shopping. I get gas. I go to the pet store. I go to the bank. I go to the post office. Like, I want to do everything so that I can stay home forever. So anyways, I go to Target today and I get groceries. I feel like there was more to this story than, but anyways, I went and got groceries and then I got home and I just left everything in the car and I got like, I spent $200 on groceries and literally was just over it. Like, I hate bringing groceries in. Like, I don't know if any of you guys actually like hate things that there's no reason to hate them. Like, the amount of energy you put into hating that thing is not proportional to how much that thing matters. Like, I don't mind going out and doing errands for 4 hours and going grocery shopping and coming home. That's all great. But it's like, you're asking me to then take the extra effort to take the groceries out of the car and bring them in the house and then put them away? No. I don't want to do that. I don't know why I hate doing that so much, but I just do not want to do that. So I literally call Nick on the phone, and it's like ringing, ring, 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 and I'm like, hello, love, because I'm doing my cute voice, because I obviously want something. And he's like, can I help you? And I'm like, do you think it's okay to just leave the groceries in the car? And he's like forever? Like, they're just going to live out there, and we're going to have to go out to get our food? Like, no, until you get home. And he's like, I mean, I guess, but are you really that lazy? I'm like, yes, I am. I am that lazy. But yeah, I always try to do everything all at once. And I go to the pet store. Oh my God, there's this dog at the pet store. I didn't bring Tychus because obviously I had been going places all morning. I go to the pet store to get him food, and we feed him the Stella and Chewy's raw, like nuggety type food. He loves it. And I was picking up his food, and there was this old lady there, and she had like a giant yellow lab who was just doing whatever he wanted to do. It was amazing. So I make eye contact with this dog, and I'm like, I'm gonna pet you. And I start talking to him. He nearly like tramples his owner to try to get to me for pets because he's a yellow lab, and that's every yellow lab ever. And I'm giving him pets and he's all happy, and I stop petting him and I'm in line waiting, and I hear the cashier be like, do you think he wants a biscuit? And she's like, I don't know. He is behind her, nose deep in a thing of like rawhide, like big bones, just like licking and sampling all of them and just having a great time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, do they put, like, dogs are gonna steal these? Like, there's just no way. He was amazing. He was a good boy. I joined this Facebook group that is all people who see dogs out and about, and it's been like the most quality of life improvement ever, because Facebook is such a stressful place with politics. And we've talked about this, but I'm pretty moderate politically. Like, I want to understand everybody's point of view, and I want to believe that even when people with opposing views want something that seems very opposite, that like their actual goal at the end is pretty similar. Like, if I don't want to like bring up any specific examples because it'll get people all heated, but at the end of the day, whether you want, like, people who really want gun control want it because they believe that'll make it more safe. And people who want citizens to be armed and policemen to be armed and everybody to be armed want that because they believe that that's what's going to make us most safe. So if you can find that common ground of, like, what do we actually both want? It's really just the methods that differ, but the outcome that is wanted is the same. So I always try to look at all points of view, and I tend to lean one way, but I definitely really attempt to be in the middle of everything. But with Facebook, it's so polarizing. And like, people share fake news all the time because it's Facebook. It's just a meme. People get their news from memes and short videos and comedians and like all this stuff. And ever since I joined this dog group, Like 95% of my Facebook is just pictures being like, look, friends, I saw Pepper and he did a squat in the snow. And like, it's almost all of my Facebook these days is just pictures of dogs. And it's amazing. In all of the world of people being mad at each other and fighting and arguing and you're stupid, no, you're stupid, no, you're stupid, back and forth and nonsense and drama, to just have some good old-fashioned wholesome doggos in there is great. And it's like, faith in humanity is restored every day, because people will post a picture of a dog that's like lost, and then the whole Facebook page is like working together to try to find this dog's owner and a safe place for the dog to be. And it's just like all of a sudden you see people and it doesn't matter their religion, their color, their anything, nothing about them matters. It's just everybody wants the doggo to be okay. And it's been a really great social experiment, if nothing else, just seeing how willing people are to put their own differences aside if there's like a furry little doggo involved, and I appreciate that. So maybe the world just needs more dogs, more people who like dogs, I don't know. But all right, for real though, I think I'm gonna go now. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day, and I'm gonna do my best to vlog more because I haven't been vlogging enough. I will have some new videos out very soon. I hope that you enjoy the videos that I'm putting up, and yeah, that's all the things. I'm going to be back into, I would say this video, then I have 2 unboxings, then I have my WoW video. And the next week, like after these 3-4 videos, is the start of New Year, New Panzer. And hopefully the video after that will be Draw My Life. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my bestest. I'm going to go. I have the hiccups. I hope you're having a great day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.